Well, what's up, guys? Mega Bleeder here with a new series on a pack, a hardcore pack called Dusty Hell. Let's get right into it. Okay, so this pack is like a successor, is made by a big fan of an old pack called Crash Landing. Now, we don't have a ton of time, so we're gonna rush through and try and get everything that we can gathered up. If you take a look at our hotbar, just above our hotbar, there's a little orb there. You can also see that there's a bar over our hunger haunches here. And if you saw that, there's a little arrow right there that ticked up real quick. And that is because this has a extra hard kind of survival mod in it that makes it so you have to manage your heat and your hydration. So if we're around hot things like that blazing pyrotheum or that fire or even torches, it is going to affect our heat. We can cool off by drinking some water if we're thirsty, or we can stand in a puddle of water. I think it's best to stand in like a 2x2 of water like this. Hopefully we'll see this tick down as an example before I run out of oxygen. But what we're going to do here is take a little bit of damage. We need wood, and we need wood pretty much right away. So what I'm going to do is plant this birch tree here. Now, we do have Tree Growth Simulator, but it is the like running version of it, and it does not work on crops. So we can run, but it's very, very slow, and we don't have a ton of food, but they give you a lot of bone meal to be able to grow these trees. Now, we could break it with our bare hands, or we could come into here. This is your first quest. This is telling you some things, kind of what I had already told you. If you want to pause and read through it, you can. We are going to need, we're going to take the axe. We're going to take this hydration pack. I'm not even actually sure how useful that is. And then I am going to put down, let's see, I haven't quite figured out the best area to put all of this. I think I'm going to take it downstairs. I think that's going to be the best bet. So we are going to have to find shelter, and we are going to do that underneath our kind of crashed ship here. Now, this pack is like an expert level pack, not necessarily in the sense that the recipes are harder, but just in the sense that it is way, way, way harder to survive. So we're going to need right away to get ourselves into some kind of basic things. I was worried there that I wouldn't get a sapling. That's why I didn't finish chopping down that tree. Let's go ahead and put a crafting table here. And I got a sapling, so let's go ahead. And here I am taking damage because it's really hot. You can see we've got some particle effects. We are being affected by the heat. So we can come over here and stand in this water. We've got a couple of items here that are going to be important. This redstone block, this shell constructor. I got to stay in this water. Keeps pushing me out. Okay. This redstone block, shell storage, shell constructor, and an energy cell. This is a hardcore pack, as you can see from my hearts there. So we are going to have to get to shelter pretty quickly. And one thing that is actually really, really helpful to make as far as getting a base established is slabs. The slabs, you can clear out an area really, really quickly. So we are going to go ahead and do that. And I think I'm going to go one more down. I got to actually get it placed down. So we'll break this one, and then I'm going to place this down, and I'm actually going to dig out, because if we move underneath our base here, if we move a couple of blocks underground, it's actually going to keep us from overheating. So I'm going to dig out this area. All right, so I got a little bit of stuff dug out. As you can see, my thirst is kind of poor. My hunger is kind of poor too. This does have, I'm not sure which food mod this is, but you can see diminishing returns start after eating any 35 more foods. So we have a limited amount of time before our foods start to kind of lose their value. So I dug out this area here. I did get some trap doors down. I like using the trap doors as a floor around here, because then I can kind of see if it's daytime or nighttime. And I made up a couple extra sieves, and we're going to need this because we are going to be working on getting some pebbles. So I did a little bit of sieving here to get a little bit of glowstone. We can't use torches. If you use torches, that does affect the heat. And I'm actually moving this down one more block, or at least I have plans to, because if we are, from what I understand, it might have been in here. Let's see. There was somewhere I thought, or I remember seeing somewhere that being underground, at least 8 blocks below the kind of crashed ship is a good spot to be. So that's why we are down here currently. So working on getting some resources. We got to sieve some dust. That's where we're kind of starting our journey, but we can get to the point where we've got cobblestone. And that is going to be another quest along the way. We can get some dust. That's going to get us some more purified water, which we're just going to save in there. I'm putting our other foods and stuff like that in some chests. This is our strong box for the sieved things that come out of dust currently. I've got a couple more string meshes. Let me see if I can finish off our sieves. I need 2. I need 1 more. What do I need? Some slabs. Got it. Bam. That will almost finish off our sieves. It finishes off our sieves for the meshes that I have. And that'll make it just a little bit easier to do some large quantity sieving. So we can sieve 8 items at a time. And I just kind of prefer that for my sanity's sake. I'm storing some dust in here. So what do we need to do? So we've got our shell storage, our shell constructor, and our energy cell here. So let's finish breaking this out. We'll need a little bit of cobblestone. I have 6 cobblestone. That's not quite enough to do anything with, but we're going to get some tools here real quick. Just want to get these items down. Let's see. We've got shell storage. That needs a redstone block. We also need the shell constructor, and that needs power. So here we'll go output. This should be getting power, and if I click on it, it's going to hurt me, and then it's building a shell, which just means if I die, when I die, let's say if. Let's go with if. If I die, I get spawned again. So I'm pretty certain that's how it works. I haven't personally been through that experience, but we're hoping to not have that happen. You can see in the top left corner, we've got our day counter. So we're getting ready to tick into day 2 here in just a quick moment. The point of this pack is to kind of automate everything starting from the beginning in a way that is more of a classic kind of way. You know, we do have sieving, but it takes quite a long time before you actually get to power in this pack. So that will be fun. Let's drop off that dust, grab some bone meal, get this tree to grow. And I think I want to get some more string. So I'm going to take this silkworm. Could we try? We could try for a bigger tree. Let's just see if we can get a full tree. And just to maximize our string, because string can be used to get some dirt. Okay, with the extra string, I actually much prefer to have 16 sieves, and I actually modified the configs. Oh, wait. Oh, haha, the pack updated. One sec. Okay, so I modified the configs just for sanity's sake, because for me, I much prefer to be able to sieve 16 at a time. It makes it a lot easier running just a full stack size if it's divisible by 8. I don't necessarily do it for any type of, like, speed. I mean, obviously it is faster, you know, doing a 4x4 versus a 3x3. There's 7 more sieves that you're running at a time. But I don't really care all that much. It's only a slight change, and it's still a manual process, so I still have to sit here and sieve everything. But this is getting us a lot of stone pebbles, which we need because we need cobblestone. We need some cobblestone so we can get some iron. We're actually going to get a cobblestone generator rolling pretty quickly. And we actually get a lot of the resources that we need for that. But I just want to get us kicked off on the right foot. Okay, so sieving up all that dust gave us all of this and 53 cobblestone. Now, one thing we're definitely going to need is a hammer, and then for a quest, we need a furnace. And I actually don't think that I really want this down here because I think that the heat from the furnace does hurt us. So I'm going to put that there. But something that we did get from that quest is everything that we need. I'm going to take the cantaloupe seed. Did give us everything that we need. We need a mechanical user and a range collector. That's going to get us to making a cobblestone generator. Also, for my sapling here, the lime, orange, and pear, all of those can be composted in a barrel to get dirt. The coconut cannot. And I'm not sure if we take a look at this guy, this drops the coconut. Yes. So we could make a toasted coconut. We could make a pina colada if we got pineapples. We could use it to make flour. I don't think that there's anything right away that would be really good for us. Maybe the coconut milk, but I am going to go with, let's go with the orange sapling. And what we are going to do now is get a cobblestone generator set up. To be able to make the cobblestone generator, though, we're going to need a little bit more clay. And we're going to need 7 bone meal. And then these guys go here to make an unfired crucible. And let's see. I don't remember. Does coal come from gravel? It does come from gravel. Let's take a little bit of cobblestone here. See if we can get ourselves a little bit of coal by doing a quick little gravel sieve. And we got flint, iron ore chunk, and platinum ore chunk. Okay, let's get 4 more. Let's get 8. It's fine. We're about to have infinite cobblestone anyways. I just want to get some tiny coal. There we go. So we'll use that. We get our actually additions book, which can just go in there. We can pop that tiny coal in there and get that crucible fired up and ready to rock. Let's go ahead and drop off those resources. And we need to go upstairs. Now, it is nighttime right now, so it's pretty dangerous up here. But I want to put our cobblestone generator probably over here. And I'm going to need a decent amount of space to do so. I don't have a ton of tools yet. I don't have quite enough cobblestone, I don't think, to be able to make the tool that I want. I want to make the all-in-one tool. For right now, the base is going to be kind of just a lawn platform. I don't know. So I'm actually recording currently on Christmas Day. So I don't know if that's why these zombies have wings. If they're supposed to be angels, I have no idea. So we're going to put water here. And we're also going to put water there. And we need some rotten flesh because that's going to give us leather. And I actually need that to be closed off. That's going to go there. That's going to go there. This is going to be the future location of our cobblestone generator. And I could probably replace... Probably be smart to replace this dust with something else. But I don't think I'm going to. Give me this. And we're actually going to place this over our blazing pyrotheum. Which I'm not certain if it'll work over here. And these guys are out for blood. So I am going to come in here. Tuck myself in. Also going to make a bed. I'm pretty sure I can make a bed. Is there a sleeping bag? Sleeping bag? Sleeping bag takes more stuff. I don't quite have that. Now, I don't think I'd blow up with this, and I think sleeping does work. Let's see. Can I sleep through the night? Yeah, look at that. All right. That's really helpful, actually. Because we need this rotten flesh. And we didn't get any. But they're calling their friends. Oh. Interesting. Okay, so let's go and grab... we're gonna need a stone pickaxe. And I got wood. I can make sticks. Boom. That guy. This one. And now when we do a block update over here, the fire spreads pretty aggressively. I want to say, I think we just lost that block. Now this might set me on fire. It did. I think that's the block, actually. I think that's it. Rate 15. Ooh, that's going to make lava really fast. Okay. So that is making lava. What we need to do, get just a little bit more clay. Make ourselves a clay bucket. Get that guy cooking up. I'm also... Let's go get a new tree going while our things are working there. Okay, so we've got our bucket, which means we'll take this water, and we're going to put this water right here. Is that what I want? Yeah, that should be okay. And there's probably a bucket of lava in here. Yep, there's a bucket of lava. Now we are going to lose this. I might need to close that off right there. Let's go ahead, close this off. So that's going to give us a little bit of lava, or a little bit of cobblestone. So this will work. Now we are dying a little bit to the heat. Now one thing that will help a lot with that is our drinks. So we can actually take a drink of our purified water here. And that'll help us just a little bit. I did get enough rotten flesh. That'll cook up, and that'll get us a leather helmet. And let's see. Now, I don't think that I will die once the heat gets all the way up. We almost have a bucket of water there. Just gonna need a little bit more clay. So let's get a little bit more clay. There's a bunch of clay down in here. You just have to actually, like, get to it. So we can get another clay bucket. This leather is going to help us be protected from the extreme temperature. And I think what I'll probably end up doing is getting another staircase to go down to another deeper floor underground. Okay, let's take that, cook that, craft this into a leather cap, which will protect us from the heat a little bit more. Now there's another quest in here. We could trade 4 of these for 2 cold drinks. I don't know that I want to do that. I don't think I want to do that, but what I will do is take this out, grab this bucket of water, and let's see. I need a good spot. To get myself a little water station. We'll go over here, I guess. I'm going to put this water down there. If I go and stand in here, I'll have to keep myself tucked in the corner. That'll help me regulate my heat a little bit. So let's do that. Okay, so here's what we've got so far with our cobblestone generator. I'm saving up a little bit because I want to actually replace this. And I think, you know what? Actually, I think I've got enough stuff to do it now. I was going to talk a little bit, but I think, actually, I don't. I did build myself a little cooling station here so I could kind of stand halfway in the water and halfway out. Easily be able to walk in and out to cool off. But what I need is to pick up this lava. Get this lava picked up, and what I can do is finish my little setup here, and what I need to do is route these other hoppers. So there's going to be cobblestone there, there, and those ones are already right there. So I need to get the hoppers routed around to be able to feed into this chest over here. So I've got 2 hoppers, so this one will be good if I place that there. That one's gonna have to go there. And I think these hoppers are fast enough, but honestly, I'm not 100% certain. We just need a little bit more wood, which isn't too bad, as we burned through a ton of bone meal right there. That one was kind of slow. Let's get one more tree. One more tree's worth of wood. And I think that may be enough to get us enough. Let's see, what did we need? Like 3 more hoppers? Or 3 more, yeah, 3 more hoppers. Hopefully that'll be good. Let's see. Now once we've got this done, we've got cobblestone and gravel, essentially, automated. And they're pretty much infinite. We'll never have to mess with this system. Ooh, we need 1 more hopper. I should have known. I should have known. So let's grab that and bone meal it. Yeah. I was hoping I wasn't going to have to grab more bone meal. So 1 more hopper. We were short just a pinch. I did make enough chests. I just didn't have enough planks. So what we can do, let's come up here. It's just ticked over to nighttime. But we can place that there. I do have all my mechanical users placed down, but I do have more cobblestone now. Got 3, I need 5 more mechanical users. So we need a little bit more cobblestone. We've got a little bit more. So, yes, that's correct. And then that should be all of that. So we'll place these guys down, and then we just need to rotate them really quickly, and then we go these settings. And then we're going to run home and sleep. Sleep the night away. Get rid of those monsters. And come up here and finish them off. Get ourselves a little bit of flesh. That Enderman sounded like he might have had a little bit of a protest to the weather. Of course, I set myself on fire immediately from the zombie. Let's see. And I think this one here, yeah, this one here I've got some extra hammers in. So we can do this. Let's see. I think they all almost need 2 more tools. I've got 2 cobblestone. So I can do... Go 1 more hammer. And then we'll also get... let's see. Is this going to cause us problems? Maybe... No, it's not. Because we're going to put that there and that there. So I'll place that back down, and that should run out and get our cobblestone working. Yes. I just need to take our gravel and sift it up to get some iron so we can make a better bucket. So we've got gravel now. Let's clear out our hotbar just a little bit. And this should get us everything that we need to move forward. Did we get enough iron? I'm not sure. It's not certain. Had one more iron piece. Ah, dang. Close. Close. We're real close. So we can take those and we can drop off the rest of this. We take those, drop that coal off. We come up here, dump those in there. We should have some more gravel in here. Yes, and that should get us the last little bit that we need to get an iron bucket. There we go. Let's finish it off. There we go, there we go, there we go. Bam, bam. We're starving currently. We're about to step into a new age of technology. The Iron Age. Bam. Acquiring hardware. All right, permanent bucket. Bam. Let's get some more water cooking. This pack does not have infinite water. Think something like BreakTech New Horizons. So what we can do is place that there. And if we break that, that should, we move this over to here. Update. Get us a lot more materials. Yay. All right. So let's do that. Let's drop off. Let's get a bigger chest. We need more storage. So let's do that. That's going to be a big storage guy. And then we grab a little bit of food. We'll grab another peanut butter and jelly. There we go. And yeah, we'll do some purified water. That's nice. Refreshing. And we need another, I think we need another pickaxe in our cobblestone generator. Now, I think the wooden hoppers are fast enough, but I'm not sure. We would need to check, like, this one back here. It looks like they are. It looks like they are keeping up, which is nice. This can go in there. We need one more bucket of water. Is that done yet? It's not done quite yet. But we are going to need a barrel. And I don't have any more wood. Of course, that's like the biggest bottleneck of this pack that I've seen so far, is the amount of wood you need is actually pretty phenomenal. And there's no real good way to get it until you get pretty far into the pack. So these barrels, I need a slab. We're just going to take one. And for now, I think we have enough saplings to get us another dirt. Yes. There's water and... Bam. Break that. Break that. And now we got cobblestone and stone, or cobblestone and gravel for days. Which means we've got lots and lots more resources at our grubby little fingertips. So we can just do a ton of sieving now. Let's see, I want to keep the bucket there. We'll keep the wrench. And set up like this in this kind of bigger sieve formation here. Makes it a lot easier to sieve up like a stack of items. The other way, if it's just the 3x3 structure, I don't know, I feel like just kind of drives me crazy. Like the OCD side of it is is not fun. Let's see. I need a little bit more saplings to go in there. We'll leave that one there. And we've got dirt, which means we are ready to start a farm. And our farm, I think we'll start over here. And I think we'll make the center of our farm over here. We'll say that this will be the center of our farm. So we'll put a dirt block there. And then we'll grab our water, the place down there. We do have a cantaloupe, but we need a hoe. Now, let's see. This might not be fast enough. I may have told a lie. I might have to put the collector here. It looks like it's working okay. I might have to switch it over to just... I might have to take out the pickaxe. Oh, no. It looks... No, there's one pickaxe in there. I think that's throwing the whole system off. I think maybe I'm going to have to either do all pickaxe or all hammer. I think that will work out a lot better. But I think that's going to be it for this first episode. We got ourselves a bucket, which is huge progress. We got ourselves a little bit of a shelter. It's not great, but it's kept us alive so far. The kind of next stages, let's see if I grab a little dump chest here. Will this work under here? It does. So let's just drop off all of this. I don't need any of it right now. I'm more just curious what kind of resources I can get from here, because we need diamonds. We need enough diamonds to get ourselves an all-in-one tool, because it's just better. It's definitely the way to go. There's one diamond. That's not great. It's not a great return just yet. But we can fill up our mechanical users with hammers, which I think we're going to go ahead and do. Dump all that in there. So we've got 6 diamonds. That's not great. But, like, we do have access to a diamond hammer, iron hammer, stuff like that. I have a little bit of wood. That means I can get 4 more hammers. That'll work for now. Yeah, so I am going to say that this is going to be a good stopping point for the episode. Let's not throw 2 hammers in there, just 1 is fine. I'll pop that one in there. And we should be getting a ton of resources in at this point. So I am going to call it there. Between the episodes, basically all I'm going to do is get a ton of gravel sifted up, let that run for a little while, get our base resources here built up quite a bit. I think what I'm going to do is just do a ton of sieving to the point where I can get myself the all-in-one tool, the diamond version. I'd love to get the emerald version, but emeralds are a less of a drop chance. They're the same, I guess, so I could probably end up with either one, but I feel like you just get less emeralds. But I think that's going to be it for today's episode. Thanks for stopping in.